Good evening, you're watching KJTV News. In a landmark move, the UK government has announced that 16 and 17-year-olds will now be allowed to vote in all elections, including the next general election, marking the biggest overhaul of the electoral system in more than 5 decades. The change will extend voting rights to nearly 9.5 million more people, according to data from the IPPR think tank. This reform aligns voting rights across all 4 nations of the UK, where young people in Scotland and Wales were already permitted to vote in devolved elections. Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner stated that this bold decision is aimed at restoring trust in democracy and boosting civic participation among the youth, fulfilling a key promise from Labour's last election manifesto. "We're breaking down barriers that have long discouraged participation and delivering on our plan for change," Rayner said. Prime Minister Keir Starmer added that if young people are old enough to work, pay taxes and serve in the military, then they should have the right to vote.
I think it's really important that 16 and 17-year-olds have the vote because they're old enough to go out to work, they're old enough to pay taxes, so to pay in. And I think if you pay in, you should have the opportunity to say what you want your money spent on, which way the government should go. So I'm really pleased that we're able to bring more young people into our democracy and give them the chance to have a say over.
Conservative Shadow Minister Paul Holmes slammed the decision, arguing it was rushed without public or parliamentary consultation. He pointed out that while 16-year-olds will be able to vote, they still can't buy alcohol, lottery tickets, or stand as candidates, calling it a confusing contradiction. Interestingly, even among 16 and 17-year-olds, opinions are split. A poll by Merlin Strategy for ITV News showed that 49% of teenagers in that age group felt they shouldn't be allowed to vote, highlighting generational uncertainty. In addition to lowering the voting age, the government also announced new voter ID rules, allowing UK-issued bank cards to be used as valid identification at polling stations. A digital voter ID system will also be introduced, making it easier to register and vote securely. To tighten political finance regulations, the government is also closing loopholes that previously allowed foreign donors to influence UK politics through shell companies. The Electoral Commission will now have the power to fine violators up to £500,000 and impose tougher penalties on those found guilty of abusing campaign rules or intimidating election workers. This comes amid reports that billionaire Elon Musk had considered donating £80 million to Reform UK, triggering concerns over transparency in political donations. Experts like Harry Quilter Pinner from the IPPR are calling these reforms seismic, warning that British democracy is facing a crisis as voter turnout remains low and faith in institutions continues to decline. As the UK heads toward its next general election, expected by summer 2029 at the latest, all eyes will be on how this generation of new voters shapes the nation's political future. For now, 16 and 17-year-olds are being encouraged to engage, participate, and prepare to make their voices heard at the ballot box. Stay with KJTV News and subscribe for more updates.